Hello everyone, it's Becca from BEKAHBOOKSANDBUJO. Welcome to episode 2 of Spin a Series. I'm so excited to once again be letting a spinner wheel decide which series I read next. So as a reminder, I have a spinner wheel that tells me in the slices to either start, continue, or finish a series. The finish series slices have more weight than the continue series slices, and the continue series slices have more weight than starting a series. So I think it comes down to 50%. I have a 50% chance of finishing a series, 33% chance continuing a series, and like 17% chance of starting a series. So we are going to spin this wheel and decide what kind of series are we going to be reading. So let's spin and see. I'm peeking around the corner. The wheel did what it needed to do. We are going to be finishing a series first off with this video. So there's only 8 series left on this finish a series spinner wheel, which is nuts to me that I only have 8 series with 1 book left to read. So there are definitely some on here I don't want to get. One being ACOTAR. That one's a little scary. The Thursday Murder Club might be hard because I don't have that 5th book yet, but that book was released very recently. Let's just spin it and see. Okay, I should have removed this slice from the wheel. I am on the wait list for, I think it's called The Impossible Fortune by Richard Osman, the 5th and the most recent installment in the Thursday Murder Club, but I think I'm like 400th in line or something nuts like that, and I'm just not ready to buy the book. I don't want to add more books. I mean, it wouldn't be adding to my TBR because I'd be reading it right away, but I am not in the market for purchasing books right now. So I'm gonna respin and see if we can get something different. Sorry I'm cheating, but I promise I won't change anything else. Okay, Darius the Great. Let me see if I can get this one on Libby. I read Darius the Great is Not Okay 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. And the next one is called Darius the Great Deserves Better. Would you look at that? It is available. So we are going to borrow that one. And it's only an 8-hour audiobook. So I listen at 2 times the speed. Should only take me 4 hours. Oh, wow. It's 7 hours and 37 minutes. So even shorter. I love a good short audiobook. In this one, we're following Darius. In the first book, he had gone to, I believe, Iran, where his family was from, because his grandfather was dying and his family needed to visit him. He found out a lot about himself and his family and his history during that visit to Iran. And now I think in Darius the Great Deserves Better, he's back in the US and living his high school life. YA has been tricky for me as of late. I don't generally enjoy YA contemporary, which that's what this is, what Darius the Great is, but we'll see. I enjoyed the first one enough, and I would love to wrap up this series, or this duology, with Darius the Great Deserves Better. So let's get reading, and I will check in with an update once I'm a little ways into the book. Hey everyone, 2 things. I realized when I filmed my first clip earlier today, I didn't mention at all how many series we were in the middle of. That was a failure on my part. So just to keep you up to date, at the end of episode 1 of Spin a Series, I had 23 series that I was actively in the middle of. Then I finished the Plotting the Star series by Michelle A. Berry. We got down to 22. Then I started a new series with the Cork O'Connor series. I read the first book called Iron Lake by William Ken Kruger. So we were back up to 23. And then the newest book in the Thursday Murder Club series, The Impossible Fortune, came out. So now I'm up to 24 series that I was actively in the middle of. Well then, I started Darius the Great Deserves Better earlier today, this afternoon, and I was right. The YA is not going to do it for me. The first chapter was all about like their first kiss. Darius is in a relationship with somebody. It talks about their first kiss, and it was just like too cringe for me. And then what were some of the other things? Like there was a bully in their high school and they were playing sports, and I don't know. I didn't want to read it. I only got, I don't know, I listened to probably like 20 minutes and I just couldn't do it. Like 2 chapters. I'm just gonna say no. Sorry, but we are going to DNF the Darius the Great duology, which actually feels fine. I don't want to read it. So that means we're down to 23 again. 23 series we are actively in the middle of. Now I need to edit my wheel just in case we get to finish a wheel series again. But we'll go back to the spinner wheel app that I have has ads, so sorry about that. But now we will go to the series spinner wheel again and see what we get. Oh, the sound is in my headphone. Sorry about that. You just don't get any sound. Oh boy. Okay, continue. Let's give you sound this time. Continuing a series. All right. There's one book on my October TBR that if we got, I would be super, super happy. Okay, I've got the continue a series spinner wheel up. Let's get this to focus and spin. Okay, Veronica Speedwell. Well, oddly enough, I just happened to get this book checked out on Libby. I am on book 3 in the Veronica Speedwell series. It is called A Treacherous Curse. I started this book. Whoa, I made it to 51% in this book? That's nuts. I'm gonna have to restart. I was just checked out. I was not listening to it. It was like background noise in my life and I wasn't paying attention. So we're gonna start over with A Treacherous Curse by Deanna Raybourn and continue on with this series. Okay, book number 2. Let's start it. Hello everyone. I am at the start of chapter 14, I believe it is, in A Treacherous Curse, which my audiobook says that is 56% of the way through the book. And I'm definitely more invested in it than I was the first time I read it. I think I started it back in September, the beginning of September, end of August. It was Labor Day weekend. I remember that because we were at the lake. And I just like was not paying attention to it whatsoever. So this time around, I definitely am picking up on more, paying more attention. We are following Veronica and Stoker. There are ragtime duo, tag team. What am I saying? I don't know. They are the main characters. They solve these mysteries together. They, in this one, are trying to figure out what happened to Stoker's ex-wife's husband. And people think that Stoker killed the guy, but Stoker didn't. And so they're trying to exonerate Stoker, I guess, in a way, or just prove that he's innocent. So that's what's going on. They are talking to Stoker's wife and just trying to see what happened to the guy because he just like disappeared. No trace. They can't find a body. They don't know if he's dead or just missing, or if someone took him, or if he disappeared himself, like he ran away. So yeah, they're trying to figure that out. Honestly, the only reason I am continuing with this series is because I've heard the romance between Veronica and Stoker is so dang phenomenal, and the pining is there, the tension is there, but nothing has happened yet, and I am just waiting for something to happen. They did kiss, I think, in book 2, but nothing has happened. There's been a few moments in this book so far where I'm like, oh, like at one point Veronica just like point blank tells him, do you realize how attractive you are? Like, you are a beautiful male specimen. And I thought something was going to happen there, but it didn't. So I am going to keep reading. but mostly because I think the tension is going to come to a close. They're going to get together in this book. I think that's what I've heard from, I think I watched it in one of Katie Coulson's videos. So I'm waiting for that. And if it happens and I really enjoy it, I will continue with the series. But if it doesn't happen, or if it does happen and I don't enjoy it, I might be done. I don't know. I can't decide. So I'm gonna go. We gotta go to bed. Lily's already getting ready for bed. So I will probably finish the book tomorrow because I read like 56% of it today. So we'll chat then. Hey, so it has been a couple of days since I finished A Treacherous Curse by Deanna Raybourn. And after giving it some thought, I am deciding to DNF the series. That might be a contentious decision here among YouTube. I don't know. I feel like the Veronica Speedwell series is beloved here, but I don't know. I feel like I said to myself, if the Veronica Stoker thing wasn't continuing to keep me excited about the series, then I wasn't going to continue. And it's not. It didn't happen. It kind of like hinted at happening at the end of the book, but it's not there. And I don't care to read more books. Even if it does happen in the next one, I'm not that invested. I don't know. And the mysteries aren't as exciting as I need them to be. And I also think that maybe the fact that it's a romance and a mystery and historical, like it's trying to be too much, I think, for me at least, because it's like spreading itself too thin almost amongst all of the genres, that it's not enough of one thing for me. Like I love historical and I love romance and I like mystery, but all three of them in one, it just is a little bit much. So I think I'm saying goodbye to the Veronica Speedwell series for now, which is okay. It feels okay. I'm content with that decision. So I, like I said, finished this a couple of days ago and I needed a new audiobook. So I went ahead and spun, and I'm gonna bring up the screen recording of it now so I can watch along with you, so I'm not giving you anything away before you actually see. So I got Continue a Series, which is okay. I really wanted to finish more series in this vlog, but that's okay. We are DNFing series, so I guess that's good. Going to my Continue a Series spinner wheel though, we can remove the Veronica Speedwell slice of the pie, which feels good. And now we're gonna go back and spin. And I got the Inheritance Games series by, who is this even by? The Inheritance Games. Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And you know, when I first saw that, I was kind of disappointed. I didn't really want to read the book, but I went on Libby to see if I could get the audiobook and I couldn't, and it was a long wait. And then I thought, if I'm disappointed and not looking forward to reading this book, why am I continuing the series? Like, I should be excited about the books that I have on my TBR, right? So I decided to DNF the Inheritance Games series as well. So I don't know what that puts our number down to. I'll put a little number here, but we're slowly chipping away at this series number just by DNFing series, which is a way of narrowing down my series, but it feels weird not continuing. I mean, I don't know. It's fine. I decided this because, for the Inheritance Games specifically, because I enjoyed the first book enough and I remember it. Like, it's pretty distinctly in my brain, the story, but I don't care. It's a bunch of high schoolers, young adults, that I don't care about knowing what happens with this inheritance. And while it did end on a cliffhanger, the first book in the series, I'm not jumping at the bit to find out what happens next. So I decided to DNF the Inheritance Games series. So now we'll go back to the spinner wheel. I will delete the Inheritance Games from the spinner wheel and we'll spin this wheel again because we will continue a series. And There's a gnat flying around me. Here we got Keeper of the Lost Cities. That's what KOTLC stands for. Keeper of the Lost Cities is a middle grade series by Shannon Messenger. And these are big books, friends. So I went ahead and found it. It was available on Libby, but just the ebook. So I got the ebook and I started it. One thing I loved about starting this book is that the first chapter, I think, is like the last chapter of the previous book, which is really helpful when I haven't read the second book in a while. The third book, I should say, is called Everblaze, and these books are about a young girl named Sophie. I think that's her name. I'm getting confused because I just read the BFG to my kids before bed, and her name is Sophie, but I'm pretty sure her name is Sophie. Let me pull up my ebook. Oh my goodness. Anyway, she was this young girl living her life in San Francisco or San Diego or somewhere. And yeah, Sophie. In the first book, she finds out that she's an elf and gets brought into this magical world and is learning all about her powers and this new place that she's going to call home. And things happen. The second book, Exile, was super fun and exciting. There was like definitely some intrigue because Sophie was kind of being hunted by some people. And now Everblaze has also started in kind of a cliffhangery way. The end of Exile and the beginning of Everblaze, because they're the same chapter, end in this cliffhanger, and you are nervous about what's going to happen to Sophie. So I'm only like a chapter or two in, and I will let you know once I've read a bit more. Confession time, everyone. I only got 60 pages into Everblaze, and it is already time for this video to go up. I read the book for a few days when I could on my Kindle, and other things just kept coming up. I needed to listen to books more than reading physically, and I had another book that I needed to get done physically. So Everblaze kind of got put on the back burner, and that means we are ending this episode of Spin a Series without finishing the last book. However, I know enough about this series that I do want to continue. I really love this middle grade series, and just because I'm not finishing Everblaze does not mean that I am not continuing the series. I will keep this series on my series spreadsheet. It is not going away. So I figured that that was okay to end on this note, because I'm not decreasing my number, because if I would have finished Everblaze, I still would not have decreased the number of series that I'm in the middle of, because I wasn't going to DNF it, and I'm only on book 3 out of like 10 or 11 because there's random half books in the series. So with that being said, I did want to end with some numbers because I am a numbers girl, and I just wanted to update you. So after Keeper of the Lost Cities, or including that, I am in the middle of 21 series still. And I think I had announced that after DNFing the Inheritance Games series. I was in the middle of 21 series. However, I have started 2 new series in the middle of filming this vlog. So I read The Bean Trees by Barbara Kingsolver, which is the first in a duology. I think there's only 2 books in this series. The next one is called Pigs in Heaven. So I had to add that series to my spreadsheet. And another series that I have started is the Wicked Games series by Kaylee Smith. The first is Phantasma. I haven't officially finished Phantasma, but I like it enough to know that I want to continue with the series, so that series has been added to the spreadsheet, which means we are up to 23 series again. Is that not what we started this video at? I think so. I think we're back where we started, which means we haven't made any progress. But we have removed some series off of the spreadsheet that I wasn't interested in anymore, which is good. I think that that's a win. And just to break it down even further for you, I'm in the middle of 13 sagas, which are series with more than 3 books. I'm in the middle of 6 trilogies and 4 duologies. So that totals 23 series. Wahoo! Let's hope that in the next episode I can get this series number down. I would love to be under 20 by the end of the year. I don't know why that number sounds good in my brain, but it does. So let me know in the comments down below if you have read any of the series that I touched in this video. Darius the Great was the first. Then we got the Veronica Speedwell series, the Inheritance games, and Keeper of the Lost Cities. Have you read any of those series? Did you love them? Did you not? Did you DNF them like me? I would love to have some bookish conversation with you down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!